Ooh, Katy Perry. Sexy yet kid-friendly. Oh, good God. Is that mine? Oh, cut. Dave. And now you're in a box, really? Dave? Every kid does one thing in school that they're defined by, and you really don't want yours to be mime. Because that is an invisible box that you cannot get out of.
Listen, if you missed the premiere of Dr. Ken last Friday night on ABC, you definitely want to watch it tonight. Dr. Ken is on at 7:30 Central for us, and the star of the show, Ken Jeong, is on the phone right now. Ken, how you doing, buddy?
Fine. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Dr. Ken is brilliant and funny and smart, and I loved watching it last week. I already have it set to record all the episodes, so first off, congratulations. It's so good, buddy.
Thank you, man. That means a lot to me, and the episodes keep getting better and better, and it's just the next two episodes are much, much better than the pilot, because the pilot was done basically, years ago, and so now that we have a full writer's room and just we have our team. It's like the Bulls adding Rodman and Pippen and Jordan. Then now we got the team now, and that's how I feel. I just read on Twitter just now, one of the critics said, second episode tonight is 10 times better than the pilot. Watch it. I'm proud. It's like great. So it's the episodes get better and better, and it's just I'm so proud of this show, man.
Well, I love it, and that Chicago Bulls analogy is perfect because I grew up outside of Chicago, and when the Bulls got Dennis Rodman, it was so exciting. So I appreciate that. Yeah. That's so true. Oh man. So you had worked on you had the pilot done for a while, and obviously you're a real doctor, and then you got into comedy, but you're still a doctor. So for you, this was probably an easy pilot to do, right? Because you kind of had the premise down with your real life, sort of.
I mean, definitely easier than if I was being my character. If I was developing something where I was an accountant. I don't really know anything about that world. So I think yes, it was writing what I know. So aspects of it was very easy, but I'm not really a writer by trade. So other aspects was hard because, there were just times I didn't know what I was doing. So I could really just do it, I'm learning as I go along, and now, having had this in my DNA for the past couple of years, even while I was on Community and doing other projects, I was really I really wanted to develop this. So for me, it's so fulfilling on so many levels. Even just to have the series premiere, I feel like I already won. I really feel like just the fact that this was on the air at all. I'm just so grateful.
Well, and I love what ABC's doing, with the Muppets and your show. It seems like they're broadening their horizons. So Ken, when you were still practicing, and I know you do practice a little bit, would patients describe you as like the funny doctor? You'd look forward to seeing Dr. Ken. You always made them smile.
And just to correct you, I'm not practicing right now anymore.
Okay.
So, but when I was practicing, I was very serious, man. I was very intense, and I never liked to joke around. And I just didn't want anyone to think medically speaking I was a hack. I just didn't want anyone to think I'm like that guy, that
Sure.
Annoying guy. Yeah, he's a guy who just he did the Laugh Factory once, and now he thinks he's the big deal. So I just didn't want to be that guy. So to me, that was just a hobby. It was like an outlet at that time. Didn't matter to a patient. They're worried about their life. They don't care if I got a showcase for Comedy Central. It doesn't matter. So,
right.
So to me, that was just very important that I kept that integrity there. So I really didn't subscribe to the Patch Adams model, like laughter is the best medicine. No, I believe medicine is the best medicine. So it's not like I went around saying you got herpes, but I got your nose, honk honk. It wasn't like that.
Ken, we do have something in common. We both, in our career choices, have great support from our wives, right? I mean, talk about that.
Yes.
Your wife has been, she's been your champion, right?
Oh, my goodness. If I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for my wife, because she is the one who encouraged me more than anyone to pursue this full time. She told me to do this. I was the one that wanted to keep my day job because, the six-figure living and I'm, with benefits, and I also have tenure, and because I was a partner. So I had a job for life, and I left all of that basically to audition for Asian Assassin #3. It was very difficult at that time. So, and I didn't know if I could make it. I honestly didn't. But I know if I didn't try, I couldn't live with myself. That was the pervading theme. I really didn't know if I would make it, but I did know if I didn't try. I would regret it. Especially I had book knocked up when I had my day job. So I was like, my wife was like, if you don't quit now, you're never gonna. If you're not gonna pursue acting full time now, you never will, and you'll regret it.
Well, we're so glad that you did. How old are your twins, by the way?
8 years old. They're fraternal twins, Alexa and Zoe.
Wow. So, I mean, a lot of your comedy can come from your house, right? Because twins that's a lot of work.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, we're not really my characters on the show are a bit older, and I have a 6-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son, so we're not trying to transpose too much of that. But yeah, there is elements of, extrapolation, like, how would I envision my kids 10 years from now? What would I behave like? But that lends itself. But I love that because that means it's not fully based on my family, and it's not like a documentary. It's
right.
I'm using my family for inspiration to get comedy, as opposed to documenting, chronicling our daily lives like like a reality show. It's a little bit different,
No, it's totally great. You have experience, directing the 30 for 30 on ESPN Student Athlete. Is that something, Ken, with addition to writing with Dr. Ken, have you thought about directing more in the future?
Oh, thank you. First of all, thank you for seeing that. That means everything to me. Thank you so much for. Not many people know about that. That was one of my favorite things I've ever done in my career. Reggie Ho is an amazing. He's a role model of mine. Just a physician who was star kicker of Notre Dame's championship team in '88. I would love to direct more, to be honest. I would love to direct down the line, maybe some episodes of Dr. Ken, God willing, if we're around for longer. I mean, I definitely want to do more work behind the scenes, and I think on the show I wear a lot of different hats. I co-wrote the pilot, co-created the show, and I was one of the I'm one of the main producers on the show. So there's a lot of decision making on my part and a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. So I definitely, and I like that, and I would love to be more behind the scenes, and like on the 30 for 30, I was 100% behind the scenes on that one, so I really loved it.
Well, you did a great job, and again, growing up outside Chicago, I was a Notre Dame fan for a long time before I moved to Iowa, so I had to see it, I had to. It was great.
That's great. Thanks, man. And as you can see, it's completely, what I loved about directing, it's completely different from anything I'm known for as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any prejudgments, like in terms of like, oh, this is the guy from The Hangover, this is the guy from anything, and I really wanted to make something that no one would guess I could make,
Yep.
And I feel like I did with that, I felt like I did with Reggie, which was wonderful.
Well, you hit a home run, buddy, and I look at you, Ken, and I just, from talking to you for the past 9 minutes, I just think you're a good person that took a risk and it paid off, and you're a genuine guy, and I really appreciate that you retweeted us on Twitter for a little radio station in Iowa. That was very exciting.
Yep.
Well,
every viewer, every bit of love counts, man, and not just on the show, but in my career, because it's the fans the people who decide who to entertain them, and to me, they're the ultimate deciders, and I'm just so grateful that I've had so much goodwill over the past 6 years, ever since The Hangover, for them to trust me to entertain them, and so I take that seriously, and I don't want to let anyone down. I also want to keep pushing myself, and that's part of it. So I feel like I have a hug from the entire world to keep entertaining them. So I really thanks for acknowledging that. That means a lot to me, dude.
No, I'm so happy for you. And again, we're really enjoying Dr. Ken, and it's on 7:30 Central for us tonight on ABC. Watch it live, set the DVR, support Ken, and I know that you're going to go places even further than you've gone, and I wish you all the best, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Take care.
Have a great weekend, Ken. We'll talk to you soon.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.